She said, God told me to give you a car so you could get to and from auditions and to your acting class. I said, Gwen, I have to buy this from you. I have to buy. She said, well, the DMV requires that there is some transaction of currency. Give me $1. Jay met me when I was living in that.
Wow.
The closet was the trunk.
Man, that's
So,
inspirational, brother.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's God setting stones in front of you. And that's kind of like all of the great running backs to me. It says a lot about who they are behind that run. If you look at them and why they're running, they either run like they look like they're running for their lives, or they run like they're having the time of their lives.
Pure joy.
It's just a beautiful thing. And I lived in adversity with no money. So if you get a wealthy actor who's been through some things here and there, but never really been through struggle, then most you gotta always remember when you're running that ball, you're toting it based on your pain. Pain is why we pull up the chair to a table. My pain is what showed up on Sunday night.
Mostert takes off and goes the distance for the touchdown.
What place would y'all rather be right now, man? Come on. Let's be great today, man.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Raheem Mostert, host of Relentlessly Motivated, presented by Mercury. Super excited to bring this show to you guys. We're gonna have weekly episodes featuring athletes, business professionals, and anyone that's overcome odds to achieve greatness. Check us out on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate your guys' support, and enjoy the show.
Before we get into the pod, I want to tell you about the sponsor of today's show, Manscaped. For me, it's all about looking good, feeling good, and playing good. And the way that I make sure that I'm looking good up top and down below is with Manscaped. Trust me, I've had raving reviews. And it all starts with the performance package. It comes with a beard trimmer, a groin trimmer, some things that get you smelling nice downstairs, and even 2 free gifts. And I've got you an exclusive offer. Head to manscaped.com right now and use my code MOTIVATED20 for 20% off plus free shipping. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with code MOTIVATED20. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
Welcome, everybody, to the podcast, Relentlessly Motivated, hosted by your boy, Raheem Mostert. And tonight, I have the honor of having one of my great friends, a brother of mine. We got connected by mutual friends, and it's lovely to have this guy. He's a neighbor in the community, and he's doing unbelievable things, and I'm just blessed to be in his presence. And like I said, this guy's a legend. So please welcome Omari Hardwick.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me. That introduction is wild. I feel like it's Halloween, trick or treat. You treated me,
you know
dog.
what? And the crazy thing is like, I try to be as organic as I can about conversations. Like, that's why I want to do a podcast. And that's why, I can connect with so many different people like yourself. Like, we have similar backgrounds, hardships and doing things that, we're unseen, unsound and uncharacteristic in the world that we live in. But, my thing is like, I just want to be able to give a message across to people that, don't necessarily see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even though they do have that light, and just to be able to bring that light to them, I think that's the most important thing.
It's true. It's true. There's a moment where you realize in that journey that you're not alone, and then that's a different level of fuel or gasoline. Yeah. When you go, there's somebody that can relate. Yeah. Relatability is.
It's the best ability. That's what I believe in. Relatability is the best ability. And it's so. Really cool. Having you on here, I think that's
I'm here. What's up, good people?
Yeah, that's the best
Happy
ability
to be here.
I got.
Humbled. I know Raheem has different nicknames. Let me ask the team. What do y'all call Raheem? Heem. Everybody says Heem. Well, Raheem knows that I call him Most for a real reason. Yeah. I want him to always have a guidepost, a lighthouse, a mountaintop, if you will. Yeah. And I just think when you got part of your name has an extremity within it, it gets no more than the most.
Yeah. I'm always trying to do the most too.
You're trying to do the most.
I'm trying to do the most, brother.
Positive.
Positive though. Positive. All positive. I'm a positive guy. I love everything that influences a lot of people in the kindness of their hearts. And even me creating a foundation, which helped Sammy help. And also Austin.
That's that world.
Yeah.
Sammy's world is.
He's a good guy, man. He's like a brother of ours, for sure. So, and he's
many might say he is the local Tommy if they grew up next to Sammy.
There you go.
If you grew up with Sammy, he was shaking his head yes and no at the same time.
Right. He's like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Nope,
True.
Yep. Nope.
Give or take. Yeah. No.
But so let's pop it off. I'm gonna ask you some questions. And don't be afraid to
to walk
say
out.
No, walk
to be
out.
Like, cut, just walk out.
You can literally just be like, I'm done with it. All that good stuff. That's all organic. But
it counts.
It counts. But no. So one thing I want to start off with is you're a student. You were a student athlete at UGA. You're a football player, DB, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You see, I know
and
my stuff.
You play some DB.
I did play DB back in the day. I was a safety in high school and stuff.
Of course you did.
And so
we're both from the South, bro.
Yeah, it's from the South. From the South. I wasn't good enough to play at SEC schools.
You played at Big Ten, dog.
I know, but being from the South, though, the connection with the South, SEC is just like top tier, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting, Raheem, to be one of the premier backs in the NFL and to say that you weren't good enough to play at any college or within any division, conference, what have you, is kind of weird to say when you're now one of the premier backs in the league, bro.
No, honestly, I think about that all the time. I think about my journey and everything, and I'm like, I'm blessed that I went to Purdue. I'm blessed that I didn't play as much at running back. I was originally a receiver, and so you got
the speed of a receiver, bro.
Yeah, I have the speed. I have the speed of a receiver. Still.
After the knee stuff,
after
you
everything.
got the speed of a receiver.
Yeah. So, but I had to make that transition in my life, my junior year in college. Simply because I had a head coach who didn't believe my abilities at the receiver position. So, me personally, I was like, well, the only way I'm gonna get on that field is by playing running back and special teams. And so I was able to utilize, my own little platform within myself in college to help me grow as an NFL player. Now I'm in year 9 as an undrafted guy, which is unheard of.
Yeah, no, it's unheard
especially
of.
at running back. It's
unheard of.
And I'm still doing numbers.
Especially at running back.
Yeah, it's like I'm 31. I'm still doing numbers. I'm still trying to produce at the highest of levels. The most. There you go. So it's a fun journey, man. And I'm truly blessed. And now I'm looking back at it, and I'm thankful for everything.
All of it.
I gotta be I gotta cherish all the dark times that I went through. All the good times. I've always saw that light at the end of the tunnel and been like, you know what? You have a goal in mind, just go achieve it. Just do your best, and so
awareness is key.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was talking to my pops earlier, and he had hit me probably 2 days ago, and how it goes most, where you're just kind of moving through. Well, even especially for you and I as black men in any part of the globe, 8 billion people on Earth, but for us to be able to, perhaps have somebody to be able to learn a couple things from, let alone a lot of things from, is pretty unique. But once we get to a place where we then become fathers like our fathers, then the perspective changes. And then you can almost unapologetically, not that you're ignoring the phone, but when they call, but if your day is one of those, as you said, relatability. Yeah. The other ability is juggability.
Yeah.
And once that day is that kind of day that's pretty daunting, and you got to really put on that papa hat, then sometimes our own papas who made us is like, I'm gonna hit you, but I can't really, because I'd rather really talk to you.
Yeah.
Today we did that talk, and he said something that I guess kind of touches on your point of, you got a goal in mind, you set it, you go for it. And I said, Pops, I definitely remember being raised by, in my mind, I remember you as a father saying, but why'd you get a B? And I said to him, and this is not even 2.5 hours ago, this conversation, while I'm watching Brave in his basketball training,
right,
talking to Pops. The once 8-year-old Omari is now a couple extra 8s. And I'm having a conversation with Brave's grandfather.
Yeah.
And remembering that when I was Brave's age, while Brave's in front of me, I'm like, yeah, when Pops would say, why do you think of me? And I said, I remember I didn't want to hear it again.
Yeah.
But then I added this today while talking to him. I said, and then in my mind, I was like, so let me figure out how to make the A. And Pops made me really realize something. He said, and that was the difference. The rest of the sentence is what made you as a son.
Yeah.
Many people stop at, as long as I can get them to stop asking me why I didn't get more than a B, then I'm good.
Yeah.
He would ask me, and then I go, let me go find out about that A.
Yeah.
And that's your point. Let me find out about running back. Let me find out about the numbers that I can do at running back. Ooh, maybe I was actually built to be a running back. Yeah. Or maybe I'm a hybrid before it's coined a hybrid.
Yeah.
Maybe I can actually, get to a place where one day Omari Hardwick sees me on the field north of the LA that he and Jay live in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And because of me being raised watching Roger Craig, not that you were high knee in the way he does, but he ran with a joy that for a young kid who was playing Pop Warner ball and playing running back, when I first saw you, it was not then. When I took notice of you, it was when you were running like you had not a care in the world, like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And I said, he runs happy. And that's kind of like all of the great running backs to me. It says a lot about who they are behind that run. If you look at them and why they're running, they either run like they look like they're running for their lives, or they run like they're having the time of their lives.
Pure joy.
It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And that's how I try to play every game nowadays. Is like, I can go in a game and complain about, an injury or complain about how my joints don't feel the best. And I just look at it like I got an opportunity to want to have a gold jacket. Like, that's my goal. Like, everybody has their accolades. They want the fame. They want the money. Like, all that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, like, what is your true purpose?
That's it.
And for me, my true purpose is getting my name called on the stage with a gold jacket, giving out my speech and thanking everybody that helped me along the way, because that's what you want as at least for an NFL player, that's what you should aspire to be, right? And I just get more joy just going out there each and every day and trying to put on that resume of, hey, this is what it takes. This is what you got to do if you want that gold
without
jacket.
overthinking about it. And before you know it, the chips fall in a place where you go, oh, shoot, I actually accomplished a lot of what I set out to do, but not fine-combing every stat sheet at the end of each game going, did I?
Yeah.
No, just do it and see where the numbers fall at the end of it all.
Like, okay.
Terrell and Tom Brady were not supposed to have a gold.
Right, yeah.
To my college running back, Terrell Davis was not supposed to have a gold jacket, to your point.
He was undrafted. He was an undrafted guy that made...
As was Orion Clark, right? Tom Brady was 6th round? Terrell's undrafted.
Yeah. And I know Terrell, on a different level because of a coach that we had together. Bobby T, Coach Turner, he's still coaching to this day. And he coached, Terrell back in the day, and so by him he actually developed me, into the mold of a running back and the attitude and what it takes. Because when he came in San Francisco in 2017, he didn't know my name, but I will tell you that he knew every detail about me as a person, as a player, what university I went to. I came out in 2015 and I didn't get drafted, and I had several teams call me, right? Had called my agent and stuff, and they called, he called me. He was in Atlanta at the time with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator at the time. And so he called me and he was like, hey, we really want you. And I'm like, Coach, you just drafted Tevin Coleman. Like, I know Tevin. He's a Big Ten guy too. He went to the rival high school or rival college, Indiana. And I know everything about him. I keep up with his stats. But y'all just drafted him, and y'all want me. like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And then also, you know, it's a business, so you have to weigh the options of who's on the roster, but at the same time, you know, the pay as well. My signing bonus because I went to Philly, I believe it was only $5,000. Like that was my signing bonus. And then after taxes, I literally got
that's
like
$1,500.
Yeah, it was like $2,000, you know. And I used that $2,000 to help my financial success. You know, I found a great team, and I've been with them, you know, for 9 years now. And
same amount of time I've been with mine. 11 years, my financial manager.
Yeah, so I found a financial advisor in Philly, and you know, shout out to Jim and Rich. Shout
out to Deborah Diaz. Your Rich is my Debbie.
That's
crazy, bro.
And so and I used that money to start the financial way for me. And so looking back, 2 G's. Yeah, 2 G's. Looking back, started life insurance. I knew nothing about life insurance. Started life insurance, started all these different things, started a brokerage account. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it's
special.
Something special, and I'm in the right direction. That's all I can tell you, you know? But yeah, so I had that call with Coach Turner, and he was like, hey, yeah, I really want you. I'm like, I'm sorry, Coach, I'm going to Philly. Mm-hmm. And so fast forward to 2017, 2 years, right? I'm thinking that the guy doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah.
And he keeps joking to me like, hey, you didn't even want to come with the old man back in 2015, and you don't remember the conversation we had. I'm like, now I do. Now it makes sense, you know. But it's
but his pops was with Shanahan's pops was with Denver, no?
Yeah. So he coached with Mike Shanahan in Denver. Yeah. With Terrell.
Yep.
And then
and Champ was after Terrell.
Yeah.
It was after that.
And so he probably got stories on Champ too.
God,
because he was in Denver at the time. They won the Super Bowls together.
Yep. They did. Yeah.
So then he goes and he coaches under Kyle in Atlanta and Washington.
Right.
Mike goes to Washington as well.
Yeah.
It's just that whole tree, man, is just crazy. So yeah,
but I said, for lack of a better word, it's not. We'd be remiss if we didn't say that at times things are ancestral within the NFL, right?
Yeah, no,
for lack of a better term. I mean, it's right. You were there, he was there. That's his coach. He was there.
But at the end of the day, like, we're all intertwined.
That's
together,
my point. It's
right?
ancestral,
it's like,
for sure.
And I'm looking back and I'm like, honestly, thankfully that it happened the way it did, because now I can thank him on a whole different level. I look at him as a father figure.
Yeah.
I've told that to him. You know, we've had conversations where we cried together, laughed together.
Wow, that's dope.
Been frustrated, and so now it's like I still text him to this day because he means that much to me, and he does the same. He'll text me, hey, Raheem, brother, thank you so much. Like, you're doing a great job. I'm so proud of you, and that means the world.
It means
to
the
me,
world.
You know, so
it means the world. It's a Heisman Trophy you never got.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
But he sees the greater good of his players, and he always wants the best for them.
Mm-hmm.
And
life.
Yeah, and that's what you want from
just
a guy,
as a player, you know? As a position player, but in their future endeavors in life. That's dope.
But hey, enough about me.
No, man, we can talk about you all day.
We gotta talk about
you.
We switch,
bro. I'm the interviewer.
We making that switch
hot
now.
Seat.
Yeah, you in the hot seat right now.
What'd you say, Sammy?
Yeah.
Tried to be smooth with it.
Yeah, nah, you smooth though. I
went across the grain.
Yeah, it did.
When I was doing fantasy football, Fred FT hit me. Speaking of SEC, right?
Yeah.
Florida's legend, incomparable Fred Taylor, and when he hit, I was working, you know, like pre-production, I guess, and it probably was pre-production. We definitely hadn't done the physical part of the movie yet.
Yeah.
And Fred hit me and said, the jump stop, Bubba. You better have the jump stop ready. The jump stop landed me in surgery, dog.
Oh, man.
I wasn't 21 no more doing the jump stop.
How you doing, by the way? You good?
Better.
Everything's good?
I'm doing better.
All right, that's good, man.
I'm doing better.
Yeah, I heard about that. You told me about
that.
Damn
Atlanta Falcons Stadium.
Yeah.
Turf is never great.
No,
artificial turf is not.
It's not.
Great.
It's not. And
it's a saving money thing. It's not great.
It's easy for them to, you know, have performances
and everything
like that. Yeah, that's it.
But it's concrete underneath.
Yeah. You can't. It's a lot of maintenance when that natural grass.
I don't want Travis Scott to mosh pit in that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So, it ended up not good.
But yeah. So I mentioned to you about you being a student athlete, and what made you go into like a career in theater and acting and stuff like that? Like, what was your inspiration behind that?
I think I realized that if someone would say, if anybody would say it, someone, anybody, whatever, that we are a total of our sum parts. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes it's interesting most when we get asked questions about that which, in answering the question, we're trying to get people listening to see the moment. Mm-hmm. In college, when Omari said, I'm going to join the Black Theatrical Ensemble. Mm-hmm. I'm going to audition for a play. But I realized that, in the greater good, your point of the gold jacket being worn on stage, specific to your movement as an NFL great, mm-hmm. is one thing. But I know most that your vision is giving to the servitude of life. Yeah. And all of the people who want to be served by you and who are cool with serving you. Right. And you being humble enough and I guess self-effacing enough to receive whatever they're trying to serve you. Yeah. I got to a point now when answering certain questions where I realized the best way to serve the young people listening to us, trying to get inspiration and motivation, is to say it wasn't at that moment while in college on a campus while playing ball, 200 pounds back then, playing defensive back, getting close to Ron Bailey and Champ Bailey and being close to Robert Edwards and Terrell Davis and Travis Stroud and Hines Ward and Mike Bobo at quarterback and, whomever else I was close to on the team, Randall Godfrey, like all of those who were closest to me, Jonas Jennings, like all those I still really keep up with. It wasn't about trying to convince myself and or them mm-hmm. that I could go do something that either they were going to throw tomatoes at the stage because I was on stage trying to do something that was against that which they thought I should be doing. Yeah. And or they would be applauding for me. I started to realize that in these conversations called interviews, that we should let it be known to young people, particularly listening, particularly if they look like you and I, Raheem, and they've been through a couple things in life, some hardships along the road, that it would be very parallel to we are a total of our sum parts. Right. So I think pre-production wise, I learned the musicality in me as an 11-year-old with headphones on, walking around the neighborhood. Yeah. A Walkman, albeit. Not even CDs at that time.
Walkman, man. Oh.
With the little headphones. Yeah. The little
with
ones.
the little like metal going across the
metal going across. Then when you then went home and watched the movie, you might have related to the movie in a way that you didn't necessarily think about beyond that moment of watching the movie. Yeah, yeah. But that as good as you were physically on a football field, on a basketball court, and on a baseball field, and in track, same as you running track in high school, there were moments where you did remember, I'm a Black American kid. The sports stuff is what's coolest to people. Right. So you start to focus on the sports stuff. Yeah. But when Raheem Mostert says, Omari, when is that moment when in college playing ball, you go, you know what, I could try this too. It must have been before, as a teenager, when I kind of tried everything anyway. Yeah. And then that moment of coming to that realization that you can is really just simply about giving yourself permission. Yeah. And to embrace maybe being laughed at or, a moment where maybe one of those guys I aforementioned go, oh, really? And for me, I was very, very apologetic only, I realized. Yes, I was apologetic and still am in many ways, but only for actually being gifted. Yeah. So equally you say, so what's the adverse of that? That I was gifted. My apologetic nature is, damn, I think I got a lot of gifts from God. Yeah. You say don't apologize for that, Yeah. So equally on a Tuesday, I'm not apologizing for it. The following Tuesday I am. But somewhere in between the two Tuesdays, I'm like, let me explore one of those gifts in that bag. Yeah. So while in college, I was just like, well, hell, I'm damn near finished in the classroom already. I basically need to declare another minor to be able to play that 5th year. I was redshirted. Yeah. So why not just go for that thing that's in me that's artistic? I was always a poet. I love music. I like movies. So let me put it all together and see what happens. And I found stage in my junior year of college, bro.
I will say this. You are a man of many different talents, too. Like, I getting to know you, like, I'm just mind boggled by, like, so many different things that you do. Like, you're a man of faith. You have the poetic gene in you. You're always kind. I mean, there's so many people that I've been intertwined with and you could relate to that speak so highly of both you and your wife and your kids and your family. Like, and like I said, I'm just so humbled and honored to like be in this position with you, to share these moments, you know, for the viewers, for the listeners, and for people alike, you know, because that's what we need to grow. You know, that's what we need to help the youth.
It's nice to be able to have an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
I think so many people don't realize that they can grow. It's hard for me when the fan base, particularly again, if they look like me and you, when that fan base wants me to play one particular role, for example, and I jokingly go, yo, you want me to put food on the table doing that till I'm 75?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, do that till you're 75, dog. How?
I can't do
all my sexiness is gone by the time I'm 55, let alone 75. I got like a couple more years to be sexy. So whatever y'all think is viable now that you watch, by the time I'm about 6 years from now, it's done.
It's gone.
So from 75 on, let me figure out how to grandpop it up.
Yeah.
And so the best thing is to have opportunity to grow. It's for you and I to get on the phone, as we are neighbors in an undisclosed neighborhood, in an undisclosed side of this country called the US of A. We realize that when we call each other most, we should always give ourselves some kind of green light when in conversation to go do that which each other is saying. Oh, you think I can try that?
Yeah.
Yes, most, you should try that. Most, you think I should try that? Yes, go try that. It shouldn't be a lot of yellows and red lights.
Yeah, no. And you should go try, like, everything that you possibly can in your mind, so that way...
When the time is in front of you.
Yeah, when the time's in front of you. Like, me right now, like, yeah, I'm a 9-year vet, but I also got to start thinking about my future. Like, I can't play football at 70.
Not at 55, dog.
Not at 55. They already writing me off at 31. And so it's like...
I mean, especially the running back. They're writing running backs off for 3 years now. It's unbelievable.
So it's like, I got to continue to break this mold of people writing you off at an age that, you know, is unseen and at running back. It's just,
I mean, you're 9, and when did Megatron leave? Calvin left in 9 years.
Yeah.
When did Jim Brown leave? 9 years.
Yeah.
When did Barry Sanders leave? 9 years.
Yeah. So I mean,
Walter Payton only gave 2 beyond where you are. He gave 11. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Walter,
the greatest.
To me, it makes most very special to go, I make Walter the greatest. At Mostert's age, he makes Walter the greatest. Says a lot about Mostert. Is Jim Brown one of the greatest? Of course. Is Barry one of the greatest? Of course. Is Eric Dickerson one of the greatest? Yes, you've just named the top 4.
Yeah.
Those 4 are interchangeably debatable.
Yeah.
But for you to be at the year, basically, that how many of them left? Jim and Barry were gone in 9 years. And you're not crazy yet. You ain't had CTE to the point where you crazy.
No.
You don't have some CTE.
But having these conversations with you, I think that
is it aiding your CTE?
It's aiding, yeah. You know, reading. I
feel better,
Yeah, thank you.
I should be rubbing your head.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
But before we get back to the pod, I gotta tell you about HelloFresh. These meals are so good. My family loves them, and the best part, you get America's #1 meal kit shipped right to your front door, so you don't have to go to the grocery store. With my schedule as crazy as it is, I don't have time to plan out my meals for the week. HelloFresh does all the shopping and meal planning for me, so I can come home and have a delicious meal in 30 minutes. Listen, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. It's probably super expensive to have meals shipped to your home. Think again. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and less expensive than takeout. That means less stress in your day and more money back in your pocket. Oh, and by the way, there's 40 recipes to choose from every week. So I promise you'll find something you like. Just go to HelloFresh.com/50Raheem and use code 50Raheem for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50Raheem and use code 50Raheem for 50% off plus free shipping.
That's the thing though. You have to have people in your circle that, you know, not only you can benefit from, but you can also learn from.
Yeah.
You can also pick up.
Got to be reciprocity.
Yeah,
for sure.
like reciprocity is it's like a true thing.
It's true.
And it's like I want to be able to learn from you. Like you're a very successful actor. You're a very successful businessman. You're a very successful, family man. Like you're doing all the qualities that I envision for me and my family. Like I would love to like sit down and have a conversation. Okay, well, when your kid was going through this, like how did you approach the situation? How did you, your kids are older than mine, so I would love to get these little nuggets so that way when the time comes, I can have that conversation with mine and be like, well, hey, I remember O said this. O, he broke it down this way. This how you have to treat the situation. That way, I feel better about myself because I could look at that mirror and I could be like, man, I did it. Like I did that moment. Like that moment arose and I conquered it. Like I did the best that I possibly could.
Well, they are the greatest. I guess for most, they call, what is the cliche they would say? What would they say, Sammy? Hanging up the cleats. Right? Mm-hmm. They are but individually under the cleat and or shoe called a cleat, individually those are what? Spikes?
Spikes, yeah.
The kids are the greatest of spikes.
See, this is why, this is why I love
having you. The kids are the greatest of spikes.
Yeah.
So when the cuts work in a way where you go, not only do my knees feel like I'm 18 again, they feel liquefied and I feel like I could run forever.
Yeah.
I equally feel like my cuts are nutty, like I'm jumping out of cuts. I'm Barry Sanders at his greatest.
Yeah.
To me, when all is said and done and the smoke settles and the dust clears, for me, our kids are the greatest of spikes under the most comfortable pair of J's and or cleats that you've ever put on.
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
And I think you approach it in a way that you don't even realize already. I'm proud of the way you're approaching certain moments. You asked and said it just now, but I'm gonna make it real time for the people watching this. I was told by Sammy upon coming to this interview in this undisclosed spot within this undisclosed neighborhood, and Sammy said, "Oh, so the clock on us is so that most can get to the doctor's office because."
Mm-hmm. My son, he's feeling under the weather right now.
So, as we keep it vague and put quotations around keeping it vague, and equally put quotations around under the weather right now.
Yes, sir.
You look like you're in the backfield, and y'all are down by 25. And Tom Brady, who was against my hometown Atlanta Falcons, as steely as steel gets, and he came back from, I don't want to miss, 26 down? Did New England beat Falcons after 20? It was definitely 20 down.
It was like, what, 28-3? Yeah, it was 28-3.
I said 26 down. I'm in the ballpark, 25 down.
Yeah.
So most is still smiling in this present interview in real time, knowing I got to get going. And it's not necessarily about got to get going, because I equally would love to talk to O till midnight, but I got my so you're doing it without even knowing. I do a lot of what you do.
Yeah.
Our wives are
balancing, right?
But our wives are supposed to be, our mama bears are supposed to be what, Big Bro? They're supposed to be way past us most, and way past us. They're brighter. Yeah. There's no man brighter than a woman who's his match.
No.
There's men brighter than a woman who's not his match.
Right.
But a woman who is your match, you're not brighter or stronger than her.
No.
So wherever they are, we're kind of cool if we're just keeping up with them a little bit.
Yeah.
So right now, what you're doing, even in this interview, is you're going, okay, I got to do it. So I finish that, and I got to do. Okay, maybe I check on the cell phone while. Okay, so it's just doing it, but having enough of an ability, most in my opinion, to be present, while equally your head is here, and that's why Deion is winning to me. Mm-hmm. Is he a great coach? Oh, I don't know. He's a phenomenal motivator.
He really
is a father figure. He is magnanimous. He is larger than any 8 mountains put together I've ever met, because I did meet Ali, and I put Deion right in that world with Ali, and he's able to sit and be as present with somebody while equally being 18,000 miles away in his own head, already figuring out what he's got to do over there. Like a great director for an actor. They're with the director. The director is with the actor. The actor is with the director, but they're also somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're always all over the place. And a director that knows what they're doing, they reflect most what you've done. I've watched you. I've seen your interviews. I've watched your career. You might really be like, oh, didn't. Sammy will tell you. When he said you were coming to this town that I had chosen to raise a family in this undisclosed town that I've chosen to raise a family in, bro, I said, oh, I like the way dude moves. And I don't mean on a football field.
Yeah.
I mean the way you move in life.
Yeah, I think that the reason why I move the way I do too, and you could probably relate to it, is because like growing up, I didn't have the best of the best.
Yeah.
I wasn't fortunate enough. I wasn't fortunate to have,
the stuff your kids have.
Yeah, the stuff my kids have. I put in a lot of work for that stuff too. A lot of sacrifices. They already saying about CTE, later on, but we'll see. I mean, you just got to stay young, and I think for me, when I was younger, it helped me. I didn't have the best household. There's a lot of family struggle, a lot of sacrifices fear, sacrifices that had to be made. And I always looked at it as a brighter side. My family situation when I was a kid, I don't want that from my family when I have kids. And so what's the best thing that I could possibly do? Remove myself from that situation, learn from it, never look back, move forward.
And try to move forward not being like this.
Yeah, and try.
Because if you move forward being like this, the kids are always watching.
Yeah, my kids are always watching.
So you're in the midst of a conversation when there's a storm with one of your kids, and presently with me in real time, you've been like this.
Yeah.
You can't be like this.
No, you can't.
That would be the wisdom that I give young fathers. You cannot be like this.
Yeah.
But aren't we all like that at times? Of course. So try hard to not be like that.
Yeah. You just have to keep a narrow, straight line. Here. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Let mama bears be strong as an ox and let them worry more. Let them worry. You got to be like this.
And the thing is like I give so much praise to my wife. So I don't know if you know, me and my wife, we met in college.
Yeah, I know that.
And
I remember when you proposed to her.
Yeah.
I know the whole story, dog.
Okay, yeah. So she's always been there for me, even when I always joke about it, even when I was considered one of those players that rode the pine. I was getting splinters.
Jay met me when I was living in a car.
Yeah. Oh, see? Okay.
Sammy knows our whole story.
Yeah.
I was living in a car that I bought for $1.
Oh, man.
I bought the car for $1.
You know what car it was?
A Daewoo.
Ooh. Okay. See, hey,
which I don't even know what that is.
We have a connection because we have a connection because we actually
Daewoo, I don't know how you pronounce it.
We actually are old school car guys, right?
Yeah,
I love old school. He has old school. I'm like admiring it.
We old school guys. We are. But the Daewoo wasn't an old school. It was the most modern of the school that was not supposed to ever be in the school.
So is that considered?
A Yugo of its time? What else can we throw out there?
Is it like a Pinto?
Kia before Kia was fly and they gave it away at the dunk contest. Like, what the hell?
Oh my gosh.
Jay met me in that.
Wow.
And an incredible woman, Gwen McGee.
Yeah.
Who knew me via a CBS audition. We auditioned for a CBS showcase.
Yeah.
So that networks at the time, most CBS, ABC, NBC respectively, they could pick from Latino showcase, Black showcase, Asian showcase, when they wanted to up the ante of ethnic diversity.
Yeah.
They created showcase so that you and I could act in front of them.
Yeah.
So they could then say, there's 5 shows on ABC that you're befitting of. A Gwen McGee, sister from Chicago, and her incredible husband, they sold me that. For free, they gave it. I said, I refuse to take this from you for free. She said, God told me to give you a car so you could get to and from auditions into your acting class. I said, Gwen, I have to buy this from you. I have to buy.
Yeah.
She said, well, the DMV requires that there is some transaction of currency. Give me $1. Wow. Jay met me when I was living in that.
Wow.
The closet was the trunk.
Yeah. Man, that's inspirational, brother.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's God setting stones in front of
now,
you.
When you look back, are you like, I'm glad I went through that adversity? Like, I'm glad that I was in that situation?
You got to remember something, Most, and I want you to use this in this upcoming game. Most, I'm running the ball as an actor with only that as the play call. So whoever thinks they like the character that Courtney, for example, and Curtis, for example, curated
right
on page and hired me to bring to light and to life.
Yeah.
I am but my stories married to them writing the character. So Ghost is a guy who lived in a Daewoo.
Yeah.
the viewers go, no, Ghost has only been driven by a character played by Cinqua Walls in a truck. No, because the guy who's the character behind the character is the character of Omari. And I lived in adversity with no money. So if you get a wealthy actor who's been through some things here and there but never really been through struggle, then most you got to always remember when you're running that ball, you're toting it based on your pain. Pain is why we pull up the chair to a table. Yeah. My pain is what showed up on Sunday night. Yeah. The genius and the brilliance of Curtis and Courtney notwithstanding, including their pain. Their pain was when they wrote. Yeah. Joseph's pain is in that. Naturi and Leela and Rotimi and Enrique Murciano, who's from Florida, his pain is in Lobos. But it's his pain in Lobos. Even if Lobos was written to have pain, as he distributed to me, and I said, thank you, Hefe, it's still Enrique's pain that he inserted in that. Right. So I don't know how to answer anything but a resounding yes, because Ghost had pain. Right. So I don't get cast unless Omari had pain. If I have a life that's easy and simple and then who gonna watch? Ain't nobody gonna stop me on the streets on date night. Who gonna watch it if they couldn't? What ability did you say was the best ability?
Availability.
No. Now you said
relatability.
Relatability.
Yeah.
Availability is another ability. Love.
That's on the football field.
Nope.
The best ability is availability.
No, that's also equally right.
Yeah.
You know why it's right? Because if a young kid runs up, if I could be like Mike, I want to be. The commercial only is viable because Mike was approachable. Right. He was available. Yeah. Over the years, we might grow and hear that Mike is like, I need some alone time. You and I would go, we've had whatever being a public figure, movement in life at a level. Michael Jordan's level, incomprehensible. So when he was most available, he was probably getting cozy and comfortable with like, oh, this is why people want to talk to me. Yeah. Most after a while, he wakes up one day and he's like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I am exhausted from talking to other humans. So the relatability is best ability, even if availability makes it where people go, Most and Omari are available to talk to. They're kind of always approachable and available. But after a while, somebody's going to call on our behalf and go, they're tired. So when we're tired and worn out from juggling family and work and life, and ex-athlete, married brain of ex-athlete, to now brain of artistic endeavor, makes me a crazy brain. So approachability is one of those things I got to push a button and go, be approachable today. Oh, you don't want to go to Target with anybody with you. You want to go alone. So you might get 19 people approaching you. Are you going to be an asshole to 10? Are you going to be an asshole to 2? Right. Or for all 19 people, are you going to be available, approachable? And more importantly, they're only approaching you because you are relatable. Mm. They think the character and what was written for the character to be was what was relatable. No, most just that I was in a damn Daewoo. Yeah. They just don't know that. Yeah. The relatability is, I don't know what to put my finger on, but he runs the ball in a way that I feel about life. You're relatable. Yeah. You and Tariq. Tariq does backflips. Who does that? Most people are worried about their contracts. Tariq, am I pronouncing Tariq's name right?
Yeah, Tariq. Yeah.
Tariq does backflips.
Yeah.
Most you can also do backflips.
Nah, if I do a backflip now, boy.
But you get my
point.
Ain't
no telling what I could. Hey, ain't no telling if I land on that neck or not.
It might be the big one. It might be Red Fox, huh? Sanford Sun going, I'm coming. Elizabeth, this the big one. But overall, you can still have an exuberance that makes that the relatability. Yeah. Because you know what's not relatable? What's not relatable is running a 4.4 to a 4.340 on a 60-yard scamper. Yeah. That's not relatable. Yeah. Everything Ghost did in amalgamation, as in smoothing out a tie, serving a community, and then going over and putting a bullet in somebody's head. Mm-hmm. That's not as relatable to everybody. It's only relatable to a pocket of viewers. What might be relatable is Omari then cutting across the grain and going from Ghost to playing with J-Lo, where I'm now an armored guard of hers. And I'm completely not of criminality. I'm actually going after the criminals. How can Omari do both, Most? Because he's relatable in all ways. Yeah. So he can do various things, allowing cops to relate and allowing criminals to relate. Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot.
That's a lot of juggle.
It is a lot. It's a lot of juggleability, as I said. And so that's one of those worlds where when you marry it all together, you kind of go like, I didn't know how to live a life most where if I looked up, Jay always says this, if I met you when you were in a dollar car or whatever, and I was shopping at a 99-cent store, let's stay with the whole thought of dollar. When I look at you and your wife most, and I understand now what I saw in your youth as a running back, your youth, since you say you're in your 9th season, you still are a young man, a very young man in life. In football, you're gaining some years. But what I looked at in your youth matches now what I see in y'all's relationship. In your youth, I saw a guy running like you had nothing to lose. And you didn't, if you're telling me that the contracts were that of a split nature.
Yeah.
So in your mind, all you're trying to do is split what you believe God's purpose on this, on you being stated to by God and him speaking in your ear, your purpose is this. And then you're marrying that to, well, what do I believe my purpose is? I remember Saquon Barkley asked me maybe his rookie year. I met Saquon his rookie year and he said, yeah, but what's my purpose? And I said, that's a deep question. I mean, that's part of a process of you got to be within the process of learning it. Along the way, you'll feel different things about that question. But he was so aggressive in a beautiful way, the way that he beautifully still talks to me. Yeah, but I want to know. Like, as long as you're seeking it out, then you're always in a quest for your purpose. And equally, you'll figure that out. And so I think that's the hardest thing is for us all to get to a place where we don't have regrets. Is that what you would say? I don't want regrets. As long as I'm approachable, then I can tell somebody, try to not have regrets. Yeah. As long as I'm available, then I'm present to hear their regrets. And as long as I'm relatable, then they'll pull up a chair and go, I don't need to talk to you, Mr. Omari. Can I just sit next to you?
Yeah.
Those things, that's what you need. You need to be available and present. You need to be approachable. You can't be a jerk. You can have days of being a jerk. You're a human. Yeah. But you can't be, in general, a jerk. Yeah. And you got to be relatable. Right. Otherwise, nobody pays for your services.
That's true.
And then you can't.
Yeah. Come a long way.
The moment Sammy goes, you've lost relatability, then you're going to be playing running back in the backyard with your kids. Yeah. And you're going to be killing it on the field with them.
I'm hoping so. I mean, I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna try pass
to.
You
they gonna pass. They definitely gonna pass me up.
That's what you want.
Yeah, they gonna pass me up. I will say my kids, they're very intelligent. They especially my oldest Gunner. He's like one of the smartest 4-year-olds that I'm biased, of course. Right? You have to be biased with your kids, but he's a super bright kid.
Is Gunner who I met?
Yeah. Gunner's who you met. Yeah,
he's special, man.
Yeah, he is. You could just tell like he's got something for him.
I felt he should have been driving the golf cart.
He wanted to. I promise you. When we saw you and he met you, he's like, Daddy. He's looking at me like, Daddy, can I drive? I'm like, no, you can't drive. What are you talking about?
You thought about it for a minute, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm like,
do you know what your mama would do to me?
You know what your mom. You know what your mom would do to me, boy? She's a black belt in Taekwondo.
Is she that?
Yes. My wife is.
Was she that prior to when y'all met in college?
Yes. Yeah. She
coming out of high school. She was that.
Yes. She was fighting grown men at like 6, but she got her parents put her in Taekwondo when she was 3, and she got her black belt, and she was going and competing against grown men and fighting and beating them up. So yeah, she's a soccer player. I knew soccer. Yeah, she's all that. Yeah. So our little boys that's running around the house, they got something special. We just got to figure out what it is. So
great point. Yeah, and help steer them towards what
Yeah. And look, you always want the best for your kids, right? You always want the best for your kids, but at some point they got to figure it out on their own. And that's what makes them special.
And making a choice to work hard at it. Yeah, once they figure it out, do you want to be a worker or do you want to be lazy?
So that's my wife put it best. She said, I don't care what my sons do. If they want to be a firefighter, they're going to be the best damn firefighter they could be.
The best one.
If they want to be a football player, be the best damn football player you could be. If you want to be a golfer, be the best golfer. Doctor, lawyer, do whatever you want to do. Fully. Be fully committed. Be fully vested in it. If you want to be a cheerleader, be a damn cheerleader. Have fun. Like, do what you love to do. I don't want you to be like, mommy and daddy spend all the money, mommy and daddy spend all the resources, and I'm not really feeling it. I don't want to do it because I only did it halfway.
Right.
No, that's not the option for us.
No, it's not an option.
Yeah, that's not an option.
No, my pops used to say mediocrity is not an option.
Yeah,
and it's true. Mediocrity is not an option.
If you're doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah, you're doing
there's no question about it. If you don't love it, just say you don't love it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll walk away from it.
Yeah.
We'll never look back.
But giving them that permission is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's affirmation.
And that permission, bro, to not have to be something.
Yeah. Like everybody asks me, like, what are your kids going to do? Like, you got 3 boys. They're going to play football? I'm like, no. I'm not going to put that pressure on them.
Yeah, that's not what we...
They're going to see, like, all the accolades, all the jerseys, all the trophies, all the footballs, all the game day stuff. Like, they're going to be motivated by that.
Yeah.
Then let them make that choice.
Yeah.
I don't want them to play.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather them play a different sport that doesn't, have the physical demand.
That's where we are with it.
Breaking bones and concussions and like that's what you want as a parent, as a football guy like myself.
Completely agree.
And so people always ask me, like, do you want them to play football? I'm going to let them make that decision.
Yeah, they'll make that decision.
I'm not going to make that decision for them. No. I can't do that. I'm only going to tell them, hey, look,
you can watch them.
Yeah, I'm going to watch you.
Quietly watch them.
If you want to play, I'm going to get you to that point where it's going to be, you're going to be like, my dad's being hard on me because I had to be hard.
You got to be hard.
I can't fake a sport, like football. Like it's not going to happen.
No, you got to be hard on them.
Yeah, you have to be. So it's all about the decision for them. Like they have to make that decision.
It's true.
Yeah, so it's good times, man. It really is.
It's a funny time because they have the access of everything, including Siri, to be able to coach them. And so it's an interesting
Siri,
thing.
Alexa.
They got too many. It's sensory. You got to keep them away from.
Yeah.
Who you dating, Siri?
Yeah, nah. See, the thing
Been
is,
dating Siri. All of them.
Siri.
Y'all all sleeping with Siri?
Yeah.
What's sleeping, Papa? Oh, yeah.
All right.
Sorry. You don't know what sleeping with somebody is yet.
Yeah.
Cool. We did good, wifey.
Yeah.
You don't know what it means to sleep with somebody, but they all dating Siri.
Yeah. It's
Siri is just being shared with everybody.
Look,
20 and under.
My kids don't even have an iPad. Like, we read books to them. Gunner's 4.
He don't need it yet.
He don't. No, we're not gonna.
Almost.
Yeah.
See,
we don't put iPads.
But most you might
him.
end up having to do it.
Huh? No. He loves books. He loves to read.
But then you got to go that route.
Yeah, he loves to read. Like every night,
go that route.
Him and Nico, they both reading. They have to have a book to read before they go to bed.
Yeah, you got to read to them too.
Yeah, they love it. They love reading. Gunner's starting to figure out how to write his name.
Oh, nice.
It's special.
Beautiful to watch, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
They are the greatest spikes at the bottom of your shoes.
Yeah.
They will allow you to always run.
Yeah.
Even on surfaces where you're like, how can I run here? Because they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what you got to remember. Even when it seems weird, having made children, which is not easy to make children.
Right.
So I'm blown away by the people that be like, yo, I got like 11 kids. I meet some dudes recently like, I got 11. I'm like, damn.
I got one of my best friends, his dad has 20 kids. Yeah. About 20 kids. I met pretty much all of them.
I've met some people that say they had 29 kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a true story. 29.
29
Oh, yeah,
kids.
I've met a bunch.
Oh, man. Whew.
I'd be like, they all know each other now? Yeah, they know each other.
I'm over it. I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm struggling with 3. Like, 3
is a change of life for me.
Yeah. But,
we honestly, made 3. We lost 1, but we made 3. 3 is a change of life for me.
Yeah.
My uncle said, you and Jay got 2, you might as well go for 4. After 2, go for 4. I said, wait, you skipped 3. He said, because after 2, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To me, I agree.
Yeah.
3 is like,
yeah.
Because I was a middle kid.
Yeah.
3, that you're kind of like.
I'm the oldest of 3.
Oh, you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest of 3.
You and Gunna have a different relationship because of that.
Yeah, we kind of do. I have to look at him and be like, look, you're the oldest.
I know, that's my point.
You have to.
But try to not put too much pressure on him.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna put pressure on him like that. He is just
because ours is a girl, as you know. Our oldest is a girl. It's a different level of pressure.
Yeah.
Upon themselves.
Yeah.
Because of their maturity.
Yeah.
Gunna, you'd almost have to, make sure that he doesn't go that route of feeling the weight of having to be too much of a big brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's got to be able to find his thing. There really is a syndrome for all the kids.
Yeah.
Oldest kid syndrome, middle kid.
Yeah.
Where's the middle kid? Lost. I don't know. Wandering. I was all over the place, bro.
Then the youngest kid is just like
just trying to get a voice in.
Yeah.
Can I get one peanut butter sandwich?
Yeah.
Half of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's it's a little different because most you and your wife have created a life, and Jay and I as well, where they can have all the peanut butter sandwiches they want. So it's a different fight in the roles that kids now play.
Yeah.
They might be in the same position within the family that we were in, but we were fighting in the position.
Yeah. No.
They're kind of just in the position.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful time.
I don't want my kids to fight. Like in life. Like I don't want them
fight.
to like.
They're gonna fight.
No, I'm saying like not in like brother to brother fight.
Yeah,
I'm
they're gonna
saying,
fight brother
like,
to brother.
Struggle and fight.
No, they most.
Like I can't put them in that position because I was in that position growing up, and I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you one thing here. I will know when you've put them in that position when Sammy Spina calls me and goes, "Oh, things aren't great."
Hopefully he's not saying that.
That's the point, most. There is an incredible congruent reality of you two being connective tissue. And when you aren't where you need to be financially enough for the kids to not have to struggle, and they end up struggling, then his kids gonna end up struggling too.
Oh man.
It's a connective tissue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same as you going, dang, why did this director decide to stop working with you? Y'all were great together. Yeah, sometimes, certain things don't go the way that you plan, and all of a sudden that person is not necessarily working next to you, but you will never make it where Sammy calls me and he goes, I'm on some hardships, because you're a winner, bro.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. You figured out life in the midst of adversity.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
we all are doing that, though.
Gwen McGee gave me a car for $1. And it's why I won't ever change who I am as a person. I'll never forget that Gwen McGee gave me that car for $1.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. No, that is amazing.
My memory is too Velcro to those incredible moments in my life. As, again, Matthew McConaughey calls them what I started out our conversation referencing or labeling as Greenlights. Mm-hmm. And it's cool, man, to have some green lights. It's like, wow, the car's like nothing. It's $1. But it was a green light. It was her going, keep moving. Yeah. Keep moving.
Keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
Passion is the passion.
That's it, bro.
The script is the script.
That's it.
And keep living on that script.
That's it. And that's I think about your Purdue days and going, damn, I would have loved to play in SEC. But it's like, yeah, but most look where you are.
I will say I'm the first person to graduate in my family, from a major university.
Number one.
First person in my family to graduate from a major university, business management at Purdue University. At a major,
very, very,
very
high
well-established
academic university.
Yeah.
And did the siblings under you follow suit? They haven't followed suit.
No. But that's why I say, like, I went in the path of, first I had to get away from my family. Yeah, that's what. So that way I can. We really do have
to fly the coop to be able to fly.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to say peace to the nest.
Like I love my family members, but I have to love them from afar. Like I have to do my own thing. I had to grow. So the best thing for me was to get out of the state of Florida and go to Indiana, and go to West Lafayette, Purdue University.
Most people who you will have in this chair that I am in all have your story.
Yeah.
There's a reason you want us to talk.
Yeah. Please share. That's all I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying most of us had to leave the nest and fly.
Yeah. There's a reason why.
And we oftentimes are the most family oriented. Isn't it weird? Sometimes the people who literally leave and take off are the ones closest to family.
Yeah.
So we're not giving enough credits plural, for how hard it was.
Yeah.
We just made a choice to go, family, I love you, but I gotta rock.
Yeah, I gotta do what's
best.
And
it's a beautiful thing when you have a family that supports it and goes, yeah, go.
Yeah, do your thing.
But a lot of families are not like that.
Like I lost a very, very important person in my life a couple weeks ago. My grandfather. He actually he drove me and my family to Purdue.
When you really?
Yeah, to Purdue my freshman year.
Mom's pops?
Yeah, to administer me into school. So me and my family drove from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, all the way up to West Lafayette, Indiana, through the mountains and all. And he dropped me off, and I never forget that moment. I was like, wow, this, a person like him really took his time, to drop me off, to make sure that he sent me on my way.
That's incredible.
For a new life. Like,
that's incredible. Which is an extension of his life. You are his legacy.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you are his legs, look what his legs are doing in the NFL.
Yeah.
If you're his legs, look what his legs are doing.
Yeah. So
pretty amazing, bro.
I wear the my last name proudly.
Yeah.
I have his last name and I wear it proudly.
What is that name?
Mostert is German.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And I wear my mom's part German, so
okay,
yeah,
got it.
Yep. And so it's
brave.
You always got to look at the little fine, minute things in life, right?
Yeah, Brave and Nova asked about their German heritage the other day. They did. Both of them asked about it.
Yeah.
Jay is Fouch. Her maiden name is Fouch.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Fouch.
We're actually
more German than that.
We flying to Germany on Monday.
You said that.
Yeah, we flying to Germany.
So did I miss that?
Nah, we played.
What do we have in NFL for a minute? Goodell had it where teams were going to London, correct?
Yeah, London.
Was
Germany.
it only London for a minute, or was it
London, Germany,
and
it was
Mexico?
Germany.
When we did Miracle at St. Anna, the movie, it was my second movie with Spike.
Yeah.
When he went to cast German soldiers for the movie, the Giants, he might have gone to the game. Germany was one of the spots where the game was being played.
Okay, Frankfurt, that's where they played. Yeah. So
Germany's beautiful, bro.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Oh, this is your first time in Germany?
It's my first time, yeah. I'm excited.
Great. You might be able to find the family crest.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah, I really want to. I know the city that my mom was born in, Bad Hersfeld.
She Munich, Berlin, where she's...
No, Bad Hersfeld.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna check that place out on my off day. I think my off day is Tuesday, so I'm gonna try to do a little sightseeing. My family's gonna be out there too.
Are you making that? You can't.
Yeah.
So baby girl, so you and I got to talk about that. I'm so confused. You had not told me
Sammy's that. Over here, and Austin, they're my good boys, my
for the world to know.
Friends.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Sammy, guys, I am connected to Jason Taylor for now 26 years. 26 years.
And Jason Taylor's awesome.
Sorry, Jason Taylor, who, again, similar to Most and Terrell, and obviously Tom Brady and Ryan Clark, right? In the sense that myself, obviously I got cut from my attempt. They didn't. But undrafted, free agents and or 6th round and down and whatever. And Jason is thought of as probably the most undersized, or the first undersized rush in, correct?
Yeah.
Fast as lightning, but undersized. And obviously walked into the Hall of Fame. So the Jason Taylor, guys, Miami Dolphin great. And played for the Jets for a minute, right?
Yeah.
But a phenomenal cat and a brother to Sammy and I and to Most as well. I have worked with Jason's foundation, along with Seth Levitt, who runs that foundation, who's another mutual dear brother of ours, for a very, very long time. I met little brother Sammy in the midst of working for that foundation. I've now known Sammy for the better parts of 15 to 20 years. 15 years? 16, 17, 16 years. And Sammy, then I watched Sammy grow, and Sammy went through a lot of pain and a lot of life, and then Sammy's also an author and just a magnanimous, large brain and a beautiful heart. And he and Most are extremely connected at a very professional level, and being a part of the team that reps, or who reps Most. And so I was a fan of Most separate from my relationship with Sammy, and then told Sammy when he said, yo, Most is coming to the Dolphins, I was like, yo, I love that dude. And now Most knows my chiropractor, Dr. Nick Ruggiero.
Yeah, Nick.
And Most.
Nick, he also told me
Nick
to tell
is
you
a
hi.
phenomenal human being, and
He
so I
told me
knew
to
that
tell you
Most
hi
would.
too. So
I knew Most would fall in love with Nick. Nick's an incredible guy. So you and I do have a lot of mutual connectors.
yeah, I'm telling you, everybody speaks highly of you too. So
And the same back for you, my brother.
I'm hoping so. I mean, I'm just trying to do my thing,
Can I get a
man.
little something, Mo?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my thing.
I mean, bro, you rented a house. You rented this mansion. I don't know what celebrity lives here, dog. So I'm like, you had some pull to be able to get this, bro.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, yo, was this? I feel are we in an undisclosed spot or are we in the city? Can we say we're in a city?
In the city.
We can say we're in a city?
In the city.
Okay, we're in a city. Most has on shorts. You guys can do the math on it being, I don't know, maybe 4 cities and or states out of the 50 states in America where you could be wearing shorts presently.
Yeah, right now.
You can, y'all do the math. And I don't know, I feel like a celebrity lived here. These are very high ceilings and things like that.
A lot of stuff went into all this.
You know so much, Most.
Especially, the prevention of CTE. So, I'm just trying to do my thing, honestly.
Wow.
Just trying to get the bills paid at the end of the day.
You're doing it, bro.
Yeah, so
I'm so proud of the way you're doing it.
I appreciate it.
How you and Tua doing?
Hey, we good. Yeah, we rolling. We got the Patriots.
I still don't know his. I don't know Tua yet. You know Most. I ain't never meeting so many people, but I don't know Tua.
I got to introduce you to Tua. He's a great guy, man.
I keep hearing great
Sammy's
things.
met him too. Yeah,
I keep hearing
both
great things.
Both of them met him. So
yeah. Oh, he likes
on the golf course. Yeah, he likes to golf. So I'll get him out here on the golf course one time, and we could all hang out and stuff like that. Perfect. So you golf?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, and I did it years ago and then stopped. So I need to get back into it now that I'm in the neighborhood.
Well,
Pops is a big golfer.
Me and you probably on the same boat then.
We probably in the same place. You know who was trying to get me to golf? Was one of our neighbors.
Yeah.
Who used to play wide receiver.
Yeah.
Remember I was coaching my son with his son.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Oh, man.
It's great.
Nah, it really is.
It's great.
Yeah. It is.
And you can do it forever.
Yeah. So that's my plan. I'm gonna try to take some money on the course too. Hopefully to get the bills paid.
Go ahead, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
I'm trying, man.
Go ahead, dog.
I'm trying. I'm not that good though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't that good though. But yeah,
Michael gonna watch this.
Yeah,
who want to play? Michael gonna play with anybody. Michael take the money from the kid.
He's like, come on up to Jupiter.
Mike don't care.
Come on up to Jupiter. I'll show you at my spot.
Shout outs to the GOAT. Mike don't care. He will get you on the golf course included.
Heck yeah.
But I'm loving that so many more people are playing in all sports.
Yeah.
So many people found the links and they really going at it. It's great. It's challenging.
Yeah, it is. But so yeah, man. I mean, I think that's about it, man. I appreciate your presence, man. Your time, and I know time is very, very essence for you, and you truly take time to do your thing. And so
but for you, bro, I'm always here.
Yeah, I appreciate.
I was going to give you next week, and then I forgot.
About the Germany trip.
Yeah, and Sammy and I got on the phone, and it's like, okay, well, then you said it. Sammy had already said it, but then you commented. I'm like, no, let's do it. Because you would have been in Germany adding more questions, and then you'd been coming back and speaking in German, and I'm like, I can't. Jay hasn't. No, Most. Yeah. Jay hasn't spoken to me in German yet.
Don't worry, I'm gonna learn something. I'm gonna learn something.
Oh, we're gonna do part 2 of the interview, though.
Don't you worry.
All subtitles.
Y'all wait. All subtitles coming soon. Thanks for the part of the trip to Germany.
God bless y'all, man. I'm so humble. All of the fans, first and foremost, all the fans who rock for my little bro. I gotta say I appreciate you guys, and anybody who deems whatever I got to offer worthy enough to watch it, listen to it, or be about it. I'm forever humble. I want y'all to hear that from 9 to 99. Love you all. Thanks for having me, my bro.
Nah, brother, not a problem, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have a good one, y'all. Thank you, man.
Peace.
Appreciate it.
My God.
That was fun, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on anywhere that you find your podcast. And follow us on social media for highlights on the show. Until next time.